Welcome to Find Your Fridays. It's me, Lorene. How are you? I hope you're doing super duper well. I hope you're doing all the things. Let me just jump over here and over here. Alrighty. Woohoo! Jumping into Facebook land. Expanding that out. Yay! Pin. Da, da, da. Alrighty. Happy days. Ooh, what was that? Oh, yes. All right. Good evening, Melinda. That came out Melinda and Evening together, which came out Maneveling. Oh, funny. Funny the things we say and do, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. All right, just clearing out all those funny notifications that I do not require. Welcome to Evening Season 4. Season 4, Episode 1. Was the intro any different? Nah. But that's cool. Most of you fellas don't even watch it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, all good in the hood. How has this week been treating you? Do-da. I know for a lot of people that it has been rough. It's been a rough week. We of course had the eclipse. We had a full moon eclipse. We had the 999 portal. We've had what else was there in there? There was something else in there as well. Nope, can't remember. But I can see a 4 next to my name. Oh, cool. I know that they're doing all sorts of interesting things around, people who are like original followers and all of that sort of stuff. So maybe it's something to do with that, Melinda. I have no idea. It is what it is. Ooh, we forgot to put that up there. Oh, yes, that's right. That was the other thing. And there's been a lot of energies popping up in America. Of course, we've got the older energies, the older hertz of it being 9/11. And then we've got the newer energies. I've had different numbers each year now. 4. Oh, cool. Cool. I have no idea what that all means. And of course, the newest one is with activist Charlie Kirk having been assassinated. And because my channel is not that big over in YouTube land, I can say things like that. But yes, I've had people close to me talk to me about it. I've had people like YouTubers that I follow pop up in it. Oh, cool. It means you've been a consistent follower for 4 years now. See? Isn't that so cool? No, I'm not lying. We're into our 4th season. So yeah, it's been a very, very interesting time. And I get that like America is going through some very big energies. And that they're going through a lot of shifting and changing right now. And part of that is doing crazy things like unaliving people in a very, very public way. And there was even a YouTuber that I have been following lately called Lorene the Mortician. She does lots of educational stuff, actually, and I find it really fascinating. And she actually did a video about it, and I saw that today. And it was what did you ever do on a Friday night before this? You watched TV and went to bed. Or watched your phone and went to sleep. That's what you did. I know that's what I used to do. Now I don't. So anyway, lots of energies up for America. My heart goes out to them, and all of the shifting and changing going on over there. Obviously, the eclipse energy means that, and hello, Edwina, if I didn't say hello before, I'm sorry. Hi. So they are going through a lot over there. They are. And it does flow back, and it does hit us here. The people who have spoken to me or I've seen posts or stuff generally are people here in Adelaide, of all places. So interesting, right? There are some really interesting, very, very interesting energies up and about at the moment. And personally, and then we'll get away from politics, I feel like over the last 5 years, particularly, we as a collective have been very much activated. And it's that thing of we will no longer stand for the type of control that has been prevalent over the last few thousand years. And the people who are responsible for that level of control, they're kind of like in that last ditch effort thing. They're kind of cracking the shits, to be fair. And they're getting very loud. They're getting very growly and trying to make you fear standing up for yourself. And that's what, to me, that's what the Charlie Kirk thing's all about. And I just wish to say in this moment, this is the time more than ever where you must be very centered on what are your core values, what makes you feel loved and love, what makes you and your light shine. Now more than ever. Because at this time, this day and age, they are in that last-ditch effort. It's a bit like training a dog. I've been watching lots of Cesar Millan, so forgive me if I've got lots of that coming through. But it's like when you're training a dog to change a behavior that they've had for a really long time, they will go through the cycles and they'll get really like fighting and resisting and reacting. And then they'll kind of go, oh, okay. And then they'll be like, no. And then they'll go, okay. And eventually they kind of get there. It's up to us as a beautiful, conscious collective to keep retraining the ones who are not and allowing them to come to that beautiful, calm place of surrender. The place that we've already been to many times over because we've had to. We've been through the fires of hell and come out the other side still smiling. So This is my PSA, I guess, to you guys, to say keep going, keep being beautiful, keep being amazing and loving, and just keep digging down, doing your internal work, because all of that is rippling out over at the moment over the collective and inspiring those who are ready to open up and ready to wake up to actually do the work for themselves. There's a lot that aren't ready, and that's okay too. They'll get it when they get it, you know. All right, let's see. Ooh. All right, so let's have a look. See, I have been given yet another new deck of cards. Oh, dearie me. How did I get so jolly lucky? I got really super lucky because I have that beautiful calm energy that we were just talking about. And the beautiful lady who has gifted me these cards, she responded to that. She loved it. She appreciated it. And so she's like, "Oh, can I give you some more things?" And I'm like, "Okay." Oh, I will. Don't you worry. I don't know that I want the cardboard in there anymore, but anyway. The cards for our weekly reading. We are going to use the chakra reading cards. Hi, Tamara. So this is by Rochelle Charman. Or Charmaine. Charman. So yes, this gorgeous soul. And I have something pretty special lined up for a little bit later on, maybe for some of you. So I will talk about that a little later. Okay, so we're looking at shuffling these cards for the 13th through to the 19th of September. Oh, we're going to have a little bit of an easing off of energies. However, not, of course, forgetting that we've got all those lovely planets in a lovely big line happening at the moment. So it's I feel like it's really direct focused energy at this present moment in time, where it's almost like the big telescope is on Earth. and it's like they are really seeing where we're gonna go with everything. And are we actually willing? Are we willing to step into the 4D? Because what do you know? We already are there. So it's interesting. It's interesting times right now. It's basically our petri dish has been changed out. We've got a completely different substrate, and now it's time to thrive in this new substrate, which currently is the 4D. Currently. Although we are moving very quickly through to the 5D, because that's the nature of it. We are not meant to be in the 4D for very long. I'm hearing a year or two. And we're already a few months into it. So, yeah. See, this is one reason why I love having this show is, Melinda, like you're saying, you've had those cards, but you haven't played with them for ages. That's one of the reasons why I love the show, is because I get to play with my cards with you guys. And I get to enjoy connecting in with your teams, and I get to enjoy connecting in with you guys. And all it is all of that together is helping me stay sharp and focused. And that's part of why I love coming here with you guys, and I love enjoying being with you. And it's part of my, I guess, spiritual exercise is being here and chopping and changing really quickly. That's why I love doing the poetry readings, because those changes are very, very fast. When I'm shuffling the cards and things, there's a moment where the other person's team steps out and the next person team steps in, and like it's a little bit more gentle. But certainly when we do the poetry, it's like boom, boom. And it's like I'm going through the sprints at the track field. Tamara says, I'm at my sister's watching the footy tonight, so just popping in to say hi. If you're still going by the time I'm finished, I'll pop back in again. Okay, enjoy the footy, my dear. Enjoy the footy. I know we've got, what is it, the finals, the AFL finals next weekend, I think it is. What is it, the 20th? Yeah. So the only reason why I know that is because I was going to go and stay with a friend on the Saturday next week, and they said, oh, actually, it's the footy finals. And I'm like, okay, go enjoy your footy. Bye. Bye. All right. Oh, our tea for tonight is lemon, ginger, and manuka honey from Puka. Very nice. Very nice. Okie dokie. So this week to come, we've got some interesting stuff coming up. So even though I feel like there's a little bit of like an easing up as such, it's not by much, if at all. Only because we will be coming into the shadow period of the new moon at the other end. So we'll be coming into, like, stepping into that from about Friday. Friday, we'll be stepping into it. So Friday, Saturday, the new moon's on Sunday. Okay. This time is huge because, of course, we're in eclipse season. So there's two eclipses that happen. There's the lunar eclipse, which we've already had, and the solar eclipse, which is coming up. And so we are in like this pressure pot of energies right now. And it is that's why so many of us are feeling tired. We're feeling cranky. We're feeling low on energy. It's all the same fucking thing, but it's not. In places where you may have had plenty of sleep, but still feeling really tired, you might be eating a little bit more. All of that is really, really normal right now. The one thing I will suggest as I look at these cards that are in front of me is be very aware of stuff that's coming up. Your body will be responding very, very quickly right now to energies that are around you. And it may pop up from, say, a comment from someone, and it makes your tummy kind of go, ugh! You know, it might feel like a little bit of like a sicky stab going through your tummy because of something somebody said. And it might be somebody who's really close to you or something like that. And it's just like, oh. So that moment, don't just brush it away. Have a look at it, because you might find that there is a little gem of awareness sitting in there of something that you haven't uncovered before. Okay? And I've got more to say on that a little bit later, but right now, that's what I'm going to pass on. Okay? Because the first card that we have got for this week to come for all of us is Spiritual Awakening. So, yeah. That's what we are doing as a collective. Remembering that this is for the collective. This is a reading for the collective. So Spiritual Awakening for all of us. And oh, tomorrow. Yes, the Crows are playing an elimination final. Awesome. They're not the All Blacks. Doesn't matter to me. And in saying that, my friend in Canada gives me the information on what the All Blacks are doing. Go figure. Anyway, guess what? I'm not particularly sports mad. So yes, this week is a continuation on of last week, being that we are all accelerating in a great rate of knots. So also the other information that this gives me, Crown, don't be surprised if you're getting a lot of headaches or tension. Please keep your water really high. Have a little bit of salt, like Himalayan or Celtic sea salt, into your water and drink that. I've done tests because I've got a Kangen machine, right, which makes things highly filtered, but also changes the pH level. And I tested the amount of salt that I was putting in my water. It did not change the pH level. So I drink alkaline water, 9.5 alkaline water. It did not make it acidic. So just keep that in mind. So put some salt into your water, because when we do a lot of energetic work, which is what we are doing at the moment, day in and day out, whether we're consciously aware of it or not, your body will be using a lot of water and a lot of salt. So put a little bit of salt into your water. Please keep your water intake up, and that will help a lot to support your body as it moves through the spiritual awakening time. Along with that, we've got holistic health. So this is a time when it would be really, really advantageous to book in or ask a friend or whatever to do energy swaps or have some energy work done. Celtic sea salt has something like 71 minerals in it. It does indeed. And Himalayan is not too far behind that. That's why I say either. If you can't get one, get the other. Yes, Celtic is great and I love it. And I haven't got any at the moment. So for me, I have really good quality Himalayan salt. So I use that and in my water. So just do what you can as you can. So yes, holistic health. Get out there, do an energy swap with someone. If you know Reiki and you've done your level 2s, then you can do distance Reiki with each other. Hi, Julie. If you are able to meet up in person with someone and maybe the only thing that you know is how to do a massage or something like that, gift the person massage and maybe listen to a guided meditation while you do that massage. You know, it could be a hand and feet massage. It's not that difficult to actually do energy swaps with people if you have at least one modality that you play with or can at least give a massage. Some people, I can even think of one even easier than that. It requires getting into other people's space, but what if you just spent time with a friend? Like, to me, I would be an absolute bliss if somebody did this for me, if I was able to just put my head in their lap and just have them stroke my hair while we watched a movie or something. Seriously, that would just give me so much comfort. And if you have the type of relationship with one of your friends where you could do that, like, how cool would that be? You know, and that gifting of time, of intimacy, it doesn't have to be about sex. It's about gifting that energy backwards and forwards. Head massages, going off and getting a massage just in general. But I'm also trying to think of ways that if you guys are a little bit tight for money, yes, and actually if they could give you a head massage, that would be really nice too. It's the one thing I used to love about going to hairdressers, is about actually getting the head massage more than anything else. So yeah, like there's lots of ways that you can gift to each other. And even if you can't do any of that holistic health wise, get out in nature. Go find a bit of nature, go sit in it. When I was in the middle of Port Adelaide, there was a little park just around the corner from me, right on a corner. It was a fairly busy bit of road, but do you know what? I found the most beautiful spot within that park that had me sort of away from the roads, and I was able to commune with the trees. And I used to love it. It was just down the road, just around the corner a little bit from me. So do some energy exchanges either with another human or with Mother Nature. Your animals might be feeling the stuff as well. Oh yeah, the energetic, the solar flares, that's all happening right now too. So much stuff. So much stuff. And we've got the moon is lining up with the Seven Sisters. When is that? That's coming up soon. It's starting to get there at the minute, but yeah, that's coming up too. This week we're going to be looking at a lot of inner child stuff. So remember what I said about things popping up, people saying stuff that makes you feel like a little bit wonky, a little bit, have a look. Where does this track back to? What does this energy remind you of? Maybe it's something that you haven't felt for a while, but it's still there. This person said something and it's like made you go, have a look. Where does that sit with your inner child? Okay. And do some inner child work, or at least, excuse me, do some digging. Do some digging, figure out what it is, write it out, journal it, speak it to someone else. It's a trusted friend. But at the end of the day, please don't ignore it, because it's just that energy is just going to keep rolling around and around and around until you actually deal with it, especially at the moment. Okay. Our last card for the collective is flexibility. At this time, more than any other, you're going to be demanded to keep flexible in your opinions and your approaches to other people. And having that compassion towards other people to know that they might not be as far ahead as you are. And to remember what it was like to be lost, alone, and confused, and without the knowledge that you have now. Okay? And so be flexible. Be aware that the whole collective, whether they like it or not, are being moved through these energies, and we're in the 4D, and that means we're in a lot of feelings right now, and the feelings are very big, and the emotions are very big. And so this time, more than any, it requires you, my beautiful, beautiful collective here over at Find You Fridays, to be so compassionate and empathetic. You've been there. You know what it's like. And it's time for you to gift that forward to the next people. As much as it, like, and I can tell you from my own experience, it is so fucking frustrating when you get certain people popping up in your world time and time and time again, saying the same shit over and over and over again, and you're sitting there going, how many times have we had this conversation over the last few years or whatever? How many times? So again, I'll come back to that thing of, what does Einstein say? Einstein say, what is the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So this is one of those times where your compassion and your flexibility is important, and also flexibility of thought to approach things from a different way and a different perspective. And sometimes that actually means having the flexibility to go and put a boundary in there. The flexibility of honoring your heart and saying, no more on that one, thank you. Just looking at that appears to be base color, our base chakra. So this is definitely a time to look at, where are you sitting? How are you sitting in any particular situations this week? Okay. Not bad. I had some fun with some other cards today too, but they're not my cards. So they're not here, but they were really cool cards. It was something like Oracle Healing from Around the World or something like that. It was really, really pretty. Our yummy card for this week is to be open-hearted. Okay, so keep your hearts open, my friends, because we're gonna need it. We're gonna require it. We're gonna require you guys to all be very, very beautiful and be in your heart space and just give that compassion to those that aren't. Be like the wizened old crones and allow yourself to just smile and nod. It's okay, love. You'll get there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's so good. Oh, dearie me. All right. I need to write some things down. Just a minute. Cool. All right. So, in other exciting news, before I get into Edwina's paid reading, because she has donated and she's been very kind with her donation, and I super appreciate it. The other fun thing that has popped up into my world this week is reading the runes. So the runes are the Nordic alphabet, and I have just begun them, and I thought, what better place to write down my runes and to enjoy learning how to use them and play with them than to put it in my latest dragon book. Woohoo! Isn't that just so cool? All the pretty colors and like there's color shift in there, sort of like blues and greens and golds and yeah, super cool. So I have been enjoying playing with the runes and learning about the runes, and so I now know. And the runes that I got to play with, it was from a set, like a little basic kit, if you like. And so what I did is I took all the information and I wrote it down, just like we would in the old days, you know, when you write stuff down. And so I have it there, and I have started playing with them, and I learned how to do 3 rune and 5 rune readings. And I tell you what, my beautiful friends who plays with them way more often said this to me today, And I thought, yes, they are absolutely 100% correct. Because I said to her, I'm starting to play with the runes. And they said something that she loves about the runes is that when things are really unclear and you're not sure what you should do, or you're confused about what action to take, the runes will just tell you so straight up what to do. Tarot is great for shadow work. She's very, very strong in her tarot use, healing and excavating, but it's not the best tool for telling you what choice or action to take in the minute. But the runes will, very clearly. And I have to agree. I asked it a couple of questions just to feel it out and see how I felt about it. One of them was a little bit more of a challenging thing. And I have to say that it was fucking spot on. And I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. And the other one was just sort of more a light and fluffy question. Like the first question I asked was kind of light and fluffy, and that's something that is important to me. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, that's not, take it or leave it. It's not that significant, if you know what I mean. More light and fluffy. And even then, that spot on. The cool thing about the runes is it tells you what, so if you do like a 3 rune, the first rune tells you, and you have to read it right to left, which is interesting for us Westerners, isn't it? So the first rune tells you about the issue and the past sort of thing. And then the second rune, the middle rune, will tell you about what the opposing forces are or what the issue here is. The third one is about the possible outcome. So whatever comes up in the second rune, generally there's something that will pop up in there that will sort of say, you're going to be heading in this direction. Like, this is the stuff that's coming up right now. And there's some indications there of a path to take. And then when the third one, it's like, that's your possible outcome if you follow the second rune as it is right now. And it doesn't mean that it's stuck in stone, no pun intended. What it does mean is that here is one possible timeline and one possible outcome, but you can choose to change that. You can use this information and change the outcome. And that was the beauty of the runes. It's like, okay, cool. Now I know if I stay on this path, well, that's going to be the outcome. If I don't stay on this path and I make a change here or I change that, or I really don't like the idea of that outcome and I know that I can change that, well, cool. And so it really gives you a lot of empowerment. If you stretch it out into a 5, the fourth rune represents the sacrifice that will be made if the third rune is followed. So for that second reading that I did for myself, that was really profound. And it made me go, whoa, okay, thank you for that information. It was very fucking clear. And the fifth rune represents the outcome of the issue at hand or the new situation that will arise. So you kind of get 2 outcome readings. And it's like, even though you make that sacrifice, this is what will happen. So, or what could happen. And or it could also be a new situation that might come up because of your choices. So it's very clear. It's very clean and it's very clear. So if I feel drawn to playing with these with you guys tonight, I did make my own little set very quickly. And there we go. I don't know if you guys will even be. Oh yeah, you can see it. Cool. So there we go. There's one of the letters, and I actually made them. So back in those vases back there are actually these little beads at the bottom. So I just pulled them out of there because I'm like, cool, they've already been part of the healing room. They've got all that yummy energy, so we can play with them perhaps. So that's fun, isn't it? Julie, I see that you put a donation through. Thank you, gorgeous lady. All right. So yeah, fun. I'd love to know, have any of you played with the runes over the years? Have any of you ever been drawn to the runes? I've had one rune reading in my lifetime, and by someone else, and it made me so curious because I was already curious, and then I was like really super curious, and now that I've found out how to do it myself, I'm like, oh yay, new toy, new plaything. Anyway, Edwina, your question, please. Would you like to put that in the chat, and I'll figure out which cards. Who wants to come play? Who wishes to come and play with Edwina, please? Oh gosh. Melinda, yes, I have a set of runes, and they were the first things I started playing with. Really? I had no idea. I fully intend to actually head out to maybe a place like a river or a creek or something like that, and maybe find some stones that I can work with. I don't get a very good feel about the ocean right now. So yeah, I would like to make another set that feel a little bit more personal to me. It's either that, or maybe what I might do is actually create them myself out of like air dried clay or something like that instead. So that they've really, really got my imprint, my energetic imprint. Because you can make them out of anything. From what I read, is that they, can be made from all sorts of stuff, which is really cool. And in the old days, they actually used to carry their runes with them. It's, when I look at it, it's like it's that much space. So, I mean, it would be a hefty thing to carry on your chest, but yeah. It is funny though, because a couple of the letters are very, very similar, and it's just the angles, like the X changes, whether it's an X like this or an X like that. It's like this is one thing and this is a whole other thing. And the other one was there's one which is in Freya's 8, which two of them actually, they're both there and they look like a P shape, but one of the, so imagine the stick there, and one of the P shapes is like right at the top, like the where my finger is, it goes right to there, and the other P shape is down a little bit like that. And it wasn't until I can't even do that, there we go, so one goes like that and the other one is like that. And initially I was like, what the hell's the difference between these two? It took a while. For me to figure it out. And then there's the up F and the down F. But only one of them's an F, the other one's an A. Funny. So who can even believe it? We are up to season 4, episode 1. And all of this starting, because I had this feeling I had to get connected. I had to get connected to my community. And over the years, gosh, we've connected with a lot of different people, haven't we? It's so cool. Is there another one? Nope. Okay. All right. Now, this is a deck I really haven't played much with. I think this is one of the beautiful decks that Melinda actually gifted me with. I feel like it is. So let me. Lots of energy moving, my dear. There we go. I've got glitter all over me. Where's that from? Okay. Alrighty. Sorry. The deck that we are playing with is, here we go, the Akashic Tarot by Sharon Ann Klinger and Sandra Ann Taylor. All right. So the first card for you, Edwina, is the 4 of Roses. Okay. And it says views of the ego. So 3 people stand together before a full-length mirror. The man in the center gazes keenly at himself. And it seems his reflection is looking back with a superior air. His is the sole reflection to be seen in the mirror. This card shows that there may be a thoughtless, selfish person in your life, whether in love, friendship, family, or a business relationship. This person is self-absorbed and makes plans only in terms of how they affect them. You may have lingered too long, repeatedly giving to this person, even though you haven't received much in return. You've tolerated this dismissiveness because you kept hoping things would get better, or perhaps you were too afraid to step away. You are now called to be aware. This person is unlikely to change, and you may be delaying the inevitable. Take an honest look in your mirror and see how staying in this relationship affects your future. So your Akashic force on this one is, imagine yourself looking into a mirror and all you see reflected there is the God within you. Take a moment to sense that truth and let that part of you be reflected in everything you think and do. And every time you look into an actual mirror, see your divine self there. Okay, so it's saying, don't see the judgment, don't see the pain, don't see all of the other stuff. See your beauty, see your gift, see your magic. See your magic in the mirror. And of course, if there is somebody in your life where they are being basically a nice little energy vampire, it might be time to start looking at what is a more honoring of you way to deal with them. They may not be somebody that you can move away from very easily, that you can always protect yourself from those sorts of people. And you do that by being empowered within you so that they can't push you around. And it's about creating those boundaries. Okay. So that's your first card. Your second card, funnily enough, is a roses one again. Oh, where did the roses go? Oh, golly gosh. Scrolls, roses. There we go. Thank you. All right. Okay, have a good look at that card. So we've got the King of Roses in this one. This card shows a man holding two roses, a red and a white, demonstrating a balance of passion and purity. At his feet are the yellow roses of healing and creativity. How cool is that? This is the King of Love, a man who is balanced and well-rounded. When he appears upright in your spread, it indicates that a potential union could be at hand, either in friendship, business, or even romance. Whether this is a new relationship or the blossoming of an old one, this man brings tender-hearted and thoughtful support. He is also someone who could be helpful in your personal life, especially where home or family issues are concerned. Whether the King of Roses is you or another man, the role of husband or father is now opening to create a happy home and family. This card also lets you know that you are ready to stand up for yourself and take loving but considered action on your own behalf. It's a time of increasing love and compassion, which always starts within. Okay, so I really honestly think that what I get, no honest thinking about it, this is about that last little part where it's saying it's a time of increasing love and compassion, and ready to stand up for yourself. So given that this one has come straight after the first one, which is talking about somebody within your life that is potentially being a little bit self-centered and not really taking you into account, this card is saying it's time to stand up for yourself. Okay, so whoever that is in whatever area of your life it is time for you to stick up for yourself, stand strong, be balanced, stand strong, and let your voice speak. And it's okay. You'll be all right. Okay. Ooh, lots of energy moving. Goodness gracious. Okay. Your next field, your next card. You know what, Edwina? You'd be in the perfect spot to be able to go and see the auroras and stuff. I hope you've been able to get out there and see those. Why am I talking about the auroras? Check that out. So it's one of forces, which is the Akashic field. Like the Akashic field, the Aurora Borealis, or Australis, flows with energy and brilliance as charged particles from the sun interact with atoms in the Earth's atmosphere. The 93 million miles from the sun to the Earth is nothing compared to the limitless consciousness of the Akashic field. All information, power, energy, and experiences vibrate within this realm of unending truth and possibility, and every bit of it can be yours. Receiving this card upright tells you that amazing opportunities abound at this time. You can increase and accelerate the experience by opening the doors to the Akashic records. Your life force energy resonates with universal synchronicity right now, so you can explore the records and receive exactly the information that you require and the energy that can help. Engage in this pursuit with a conscious focus. Write your intentions and ask for inspiration. Meditate on the Akashic field and visualize your goals. The universe is ready and willing to align with your heartfelt desires, and now is the time to make them happen. So what I'm seeing with this one, my dear, is this is about going within, and to also know that you are being very, very well supported. You have so much access to knowledge, and you haven't given yourself the credit for that yet. And when you are in your meditation spaces and you have the ability to tap into things like your Akashic records and stuff like that, all it takes really is a willingness and a demand of yourself to actually do that. And so it's like, when I tapped into my Akashic records, it was at a time of very high frustration. And I was just like, I was at a point where I was just like, oh my God, I am standing here with this basic set of cards. It was, funnily enough, the chakra ones, these ones out of this kit. And I was asking questions that I already fucking knew the answers to. And I was so frustrated with myself. And I said, why can't I just have access to my Akashic records? This is stupid. Like, I've got all of my awareness centers open. I know the answers to these questions. I'm standing here with these cards that are awful to shuffle. And so I just turned around and I made the demand of me, of my higher self, to have access. And it was done with that potency of demand. And instantly I started getting, like, it was like I just cracked the doors open and I bowled on in, and instantly I was getting all this information flowing through, and it made me very, very lightheaded. And so I was like, oh shit, okay. And so I walked down to my lounge room and I sat down for, I don't know how long it was, and it was just like boom, 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 boom. Then once the initial information had already downloaded, it was almost like the Rolodex of all of my Akashic went blam into my brain. I was then able to breathe and have that moment of going, okay, can you please tell me the information about this? Can you please tell me the information about that? And it comes from a really different place. So it's not going to come from your usual 3D place. It'll come as a more otherworldly information of other lifetimes and why they're interacting with each other in a specific way and what you are supposed to be getting out of it in this this particular lifetime and that sort of thing. Very interesting, because I get that people will often tap into it and then go, oh, far out, this is way too much information, and I'm just going to back away and shut the doors and not look at that again. So this is an invitation for you to step up and step into your Akashic records, to be brave and access the knowledge that you already have access to. It's like there's nothing holding you back other than you. That's what I'm getting out of that one for you. Your fourth card is, come on, energy moving. This is amazing. All right. I just need to put a star next to that one. Is the One of Scrolls, which is on track. All right. A man at a station looks over his shoulder at the signs that point to other tracks, but he has already looked at his maps and made his decision. He lifts his foot to step onto the train. Though travel or a move may be indicated by this card, the meaning is often about your choices and directions. You may have been ambivalent about taking a certain track in your life with regard to a project, a relationship, a career directive, or even a location. But now it's time to decide. Even if you're not quite as assured as you'd like to be, the engine is smoking. There is a direction that compels you, so get on board. You will not falter. Okay? And what I love is... Oh, okay, cool. So if you have a look up over here, there is an archway, all right? Because there's a special note with this card, and it says, whether this card is upright or reversed, imagine yourself stepping back through the stone archway of the station into the adjacent card. This is the waiting room for your train, where you prepare for your journey. The information there can help you get on track. So, of course, what did we have before that? This one. Okay. Where it's your invitation to go into your Akashic records. So whatever you are very curious about at the moment, whatever direction you are very, very curious about going in at the moment, whether it be personal, professional, friendships, whatever, maybe it's your purpose. Maybe that's what you're curious about. And you're like, I really don't know what my purpose in this life is. Step into your Akashic and ask. Make that demand of yourself to open those bloody doors and get the information. And you can literally say, what is my purpose in this lifetime? You can add a truth in there. Truth, what is my purpose? You can ask for things like, can you please tell me what is it about the nature of my relationship with blah, blah, blah. Oh. That's bringing up some energies. So I definitely get that there's some information that is sitting in your Akash for you, especially around relationships and your direction, your purpose. And if you ask, if you're brave enough to open that door and ask yourself what that is, and by yourself, I mean your higher self, because you already know, then this journey is going to be so much easier for you to take because you will be so empowered. Okay? Oh, I love that. That is so cool. So, so, so cool. We have a jumper. Understanding is your yummy card. If you allow yourself to go into your Akash, you're going to have greater understanding about your direction moving forward and about the reasoning or the divine creativity, the divine reasons, or what is the word I'm looking for? Come on, people, give it to me. The grand design of why certain people have been placed into your beautiful tapestry this time round. And the Akash has all of that information up there. And the cool thing is that we now have far greater ability to tap into this information than we ever did before. Because we're no longer sitting in the 3D, we're sitting in the 4D. And some of us are already tapping into the 5D. And others are a little bit beyond that, but most are sitting, 4D, starting to tap into the 5D, which is really, really, really exciting. So it is time for you to gain the understanding to be able to play with your world and play with your direction in a lot more confident, calm, assertive way. Okay? Mwah! Thank you so much for your super kind donation. Incredible. Thank you for kicking off season 4, episode 1 with such a bang. I am just so thrilled to have you here, Edwina. It's truly, truly an honor to be here and to be able to read for you. Thank you. And may you have an excellent week to come. Well, that was cool. All right. Okie dokie. Let me have a look, see what was happening over in the ding-a-ling-a-lingers. Okay. Julie, would you like to put your question through, my darling? Oh, you're so welcome, Edwina. Ooh, I can put that one down. All right, so what I am doing at the moment is I am writing down all of your guys' names. And I am basically going to gift one of you a free session, a free 60-minute online session as a gift for being here, being part of Find You Fridays in our 4th season. And I am so excited about it. And that's why I'm writing everybody's name down. So I will do that. As I'm coming through the show, I'll write your names down, and all you have to do is show up and be here and comment and just enjoy the space. And I'm just so excited to be here with you all because you guys are my happy place. This is my happy place. So keep an eye out. I will find one of those random number generators on, I'll do it right now. I'll Google up. There we go. Cool. At the moment, your odds are really good. So far, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got a 1 in 6 chance at the moment. Oh dear. So we'll just have to wait and see. All right, Julie. Oh. Wee. All right, who wishes to come and play with Julie? Has anybody spotted that there's a little bit of a something different in my background today? It's kind of giving things away when I talk about it, so obviously. Ugh. Blah, 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 blah. No. That outer part changes every single week. I'm talking about the inner part. Quite often the outer, here's a behind the scenes thing. The outer part is quite my background, or backdrop, whatever you want to call it, is quite often in relation to what I'm wearing. So it'll be something to either highlight or make what I'm wearing pop a little bit more. Oh, Julie, it's been a little while since you've been here. The flags have been up for a little while. How long ago was that, Melinda? I think maybe a couple of months the flags have been up. Maybe I should have made that the challenge. Oh, dear. Ah, very good. Yes, Melinda. Melinda has it. So that there is a beautiful, absolutely stunning image of Metatron. And it was a gift. And I was just like, oh wow, I know exactly where you require to be. So we've got, you can only just see Harry Henry over in that corner over there. You can only just see like an ear, a little bit of a neck, shoulder. He's over there. He's white. That there. And then now we've got Metatron. So we've got two masculines sitting on either side. There's also another new thing that's popped up, which is this here. Has come through today. And that there is actually a big, beautiful piece of artwork. And it is a very large stick that has been formed into a Colorado purple and black snake with little white dots down the laterals. And it was created by a amazing, beautiful energy healer whose name is Bob. He does Reiki and sort of does a little bit more of that sort of shamanic style of healing. And, uses drums and saging and all that sort of stuff. Very much more shamanic. And he created that. And I was gifted that today. So I was like, there's some lovely masculine energy to balance out all this beautiful feminine energy that we already have in this room. And I just feel so good. It feels nice. It feels like we're kind of hugged by and that feeling of those wings just sort of out here supporting us. and keeping us just nice and cozy. So many beautiful things I'm feeling in this room at the moment, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I reckon it was about maybe, gosh, was it maybe even 3 months ago that the flags came in? It's been a little while. But I did put some fresh batteries in those lights, the middle lights. Oh, gosh, you've got lots of cards coming out, Julie. Now, the cards that we're going to get to play with. Hello, Paul. Hello, Lorene. Halloween tonight. What? It's not October. Oh, Julie. Oh, shucks. You can't be talking about Halloween now. It's not even October. No, I refuse. It's like apparently there's some shops out there in Aussie now that have got Christmas decorations up already, and it's only September. It's like, oh my goodness. Anyway, Julie, you have the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. So one of my other new to me decks. So we are going to be having a look at these ones. These ones are really lovely too. And I really enjoy the energy of these particular cards. So your question is, I'm wondering what my higher self wishes for me to know at the moment. The first card that comes out is trust. And your higher self wishes for you to trust in yourself. It is time to lead with your heart. You see how she's got her heart, like her chest, really up and forward. And she's like, oh, yes, I've got this. And there's just confidence there, absolute confidence. And there's just this beautiful amount of faith that she just knows what's going on, right? And this is what your team is asking you to do more of. This is no longer the time for self-doubt. This is no longer the time to be sitting being envious of anybody else or playing the woe is me card or there's none of that. It's about celebrating your magic and trusting your intuition and allowing yourself to fly. Because the only person that's holding you back truly is you. Okay? Your next card is giving and receiving. So truth this way, it's actually supposed to be reversed, but I'll show it to you this way. So this is where it's saying to me, and the reason why this card has come through first is because, oh, interesting. When I put it down like that, she's actually looking at the past. But this card here is saying that because it's reversed, you're doing a hell of a lot of giving right now and not a hell of a lot of receiving. And because of that, you are being asked to turn that around, please. It's time for you to receive more. And to do that, you have to trust yourself more. And therefore, you have to find that place of safety within you. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. You can see there's lots of really big, beautiful energies in that card. It's a lovely thing to give to others. It really, truly is. However, for us to be able to give, we have to give to ourselves first. We have to receive from us first. And then we can receive even more from others. Like, I have been so blessed with different things over the last, 6 weeks. And before that too. But the last 6 weeks, when I finally clicked and found that place of peace and calm and joyousness within me and safety within me, like the abundance has been flowing so beautifully in all sorts of different areas. And it's like, it blows me away. It truly does. And even when I try to go, no, please don't, just, it still gets literally shoved into my pocket. Go figure. So it's time for you to do the same. It's time for you to pretty much force yourself to receive that beautiful love and unconditional love and generosity that you give to others all the time. It's time for you to give some of that back to you. Okay? And when other people ask you, can I do something to help? Please say yes. And if they don't do it the way that you would like them to do it, oh my God, that's making my head itch. When they don't do it the way you would like, you have 2 choices. You can either guide them with your gentleness, or you can shut the fuck up and just be grateful that they did it at all. All right. So I know, coming from my control freaky side, I used to do the shut up and say nothing and then go by later and subtly try to fix it. But quite often the person noticed that I, quote unquote, fixed it to my standards. It's not good. That's not a good way to do things. The other thing is that I noticed that sometimes I was so fixed on my way of doing things, because I was still working from my trauma, that I was not open to another way of doing things. So that's about, again, it's that gifting and receiving. It's gifting and receiving of knowledge and options and possibilities from other people too. Okay. The next card that you've got is Confront. So this is about confronting, doing your shadow work, allowing yourself to see the gift that you are, shining the light, and in particular the moon light, on the parts of you that you're struggling to incorporate right now. And this is a little bit like your inner child work. You see how they're so little compared to the big person here. It's the stuff, the uncomfortable stuff that you've kind of pushed off to the side that still irritates you. Things like when somebody says something and it just kind of like gives you a bit of a crunchy moment, or a bit of a crack in your world, or like that what I was saying earlier, like that sicky feeling in your tummy, and you just kind of go, oh, maybe it was something I ate. Rather than looking at the truth of it, of actually, no, that is something that somebody said to me that's made me feel and reminds me of something that happened when I was much younger, maybe a child or just younger in general. And it reminds me of that. Okay, so what is it about that? And I'm going to roll back around to that, but not while I'm doing your reading, because there is something that came up for me this week around that sort of thing, which is why I get that this is coming up for you. But if you have a look at this image, one of the things that is standing out for me is this big, beautiful blue sky. And it's almost like it's those lovely pinky clouds that you get like in a sunset time, or even a sunrise. You get the clouds, but they're like all pinky and stuff, and they're really pretty and bright. And then you've got this doorway, of course, which is all kind of a little bit dark and gloomy, but it's still clear. So your higher self is wishing for you to acknowledge your ugly moments, the more challenging stuff, and make peace. Find out where it is that you require to take responsibility for whatever has happened. Okay? I love that Paul and Christine are now having a conversation over in YouTube land. That's so cute. The next card that we've got for you is detach. So this is about detaching from your old stories and find that peace within you. So instead of being held back by your old stories, which are making you feel cold and alone and isolated and like you don't have a friend in the world, it's time to move away from that and realize you do have people in your corner. You do have that place of peace within you. You do have the ability to feel the warmth of your friends, of your family, of Mother Earth, of Father Sky happening up here. And if you allow yourself to do all those things, you will actually have a much happier time. But while you're focusing on this being cold and isolated and alone, and the stories that you've attached to all of that, you won't be able to move forward. Okay? So your team is saying, hey, like, we're telling you this message here of you got to deal with your inner child stuff, man, and confront that stuff. And then this one is saying, again, basically a similar thing, is like, don't get bogged down in the story. Do not get bogged down in the story, because the story is taking you away from your internal peace. It's time to detach from that stuff. And how do you do that? Well, your cards have told you that too. Come back to your heart. The heart chakra is where everything is laying, which is why you might be feeling more and more compelled to feel like, oh, I have to put my hand here. I have to put my hand on my heart and just sit there for a bit. Breathe. You might be finding yourself doing that a lot more often at the moment. Not surprising, because that's where this is why we started out with trust. All right? We started with trust and we're ending with the heart chakra. So it's now time. They've been really clear. Trust your heart. Okay? It's interesting because as I show them to you like this, technically, I should actually put it that way around so you can see it like I see it. So it's like she's facing away, but this way. Trust your heart. Lead with your heart. Because as long as you do, you're going to be full of confidence and vibrance. Okay? And even when I put these two cards together, you see how they're interacting now. She's actually, if I hold it really close, and you see, her face has actually got a little bit of a smile as she's looking towards that heart chakra card. She's like, oh, actually, that looks pretty good to me. I think I might do that. I love it when you can start playing with the cards in that way of seeing them as they move between one and the other. I like playing with these cards too. I feel very lucky. You got some work to do, lovey. And considering that we are in the fourth dimension, I'm not at all surprised by this. Because the fourth dimension is all about teaching us how to feel again. Hi, Tamara. Yes, you can. I haven't done Christine's yet, so you're more than welcome. Receptive is your yummy card. Receptive. So receive, remember? Receive, 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 receive. Be receptive. And know that you are being receptive to very small energies, very minute changes at the moment. Take note of them. Okay? There is something that I'm going to do with you guys tonight a little bit later on, and it's coming up a lot in my sessions at the minute. That is a fucking gift. I have mentioned it, but yes. So thank you, Julie, for your very beautiful, kind donation. So incredibly grateful for you. Thank you for letting me read for you. It truly is an honor, and it's so lovely to have you here. Number 2 off the block for season 1. Yay! How did I get so lucky? Oh goodness. There we go. All right, so I've hinted at this a couple of times tonight already. So what happened was there was a friend of mine who made a comment to me. I'd opened up and I'd said something to them. And they made a comment back to me that initially made me go defensive for a start. And I gave them like the one sentence and then let it go. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what it was so that you guys can feel the energy of it too. All right? Oh, thank you, Paul. That's very lovely. I'm amazing at what I do, according to Paul. So what it was is that I said to my friend, and she's known me for a long time now, probably about 12 years, maybe coming up 13 years. And I said to her, I'm looking and thinking about getting out into the dating world again. And her comment was, aren't you going to wait? And I looked at her and I went, I have been waiting. Now, this particular friend is what we would call a normie. And she doesn't really comprehend what I do, she doesn't get this stuff. She doesn't like I can't have the kinds of conversations with her that I have with you guys. Like we're just worlds apart in that way. Thank you, Tamara. That the ling was yours. So I'll put you down now. And that little stab of yucky, sicky feeling went into my guts. And I just went, well, that didn't make me feel very good. And I had to sit with that for a little bit. Yes, a muggle. Yes, very much. And I had to sit with it. And it wasn't until today that I really started looking at that. Why did that, what was that fucking crinkle in my world? Why was that? And after speaking about it and looking at it with a friend, a different one, obviously, one who's way more aware of everything that's been going on for me, what I realized, and just speaking it out to her, is number one, this friend doesn't know how I process. So she cannot comprehend why I could be ready now, whereas other people would be still wishing to be single for a lot longer. That's the first thing. The second thing, yes, a fellow woo-woo person. The second thing is that her comment was full of judgment. And then I was like, okay, and what else is there? Because I could feel that there was just something a little tinge of something else. Like judgment, I don't really give a crap about. Like people judge me all the time. I don't care. I don't place that much worth or value in when people judge me anymore. But there was something else in there. And I was like, what is that? And what I realized is it was a lack of trust. And that when it finally clicked that there was this lack of trust, I was like, oh, what's that lack of trust about? And it was the fact that this person has placed themselves in their perception of where I am in our hierarchy of friendship. We're not friends. She's placed herself in the mother role of our friendship. It's not equal. And the person that's responsible for that is me. I have allowed her to become that. She's not that much older than me, by the way. But she's placed herself there. And I have allowed that. And I have allowed her to be believing that I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to my life and my love life specifically. That's on me. That's my responsibility. And my friends, Melinda knows this, I don't let my friends treat me like that. The biggest difference between, say, Melinda as a friend and this friend is Melinda knows me from a woo-woo perspective. This lady knows me, from my old version, and she's a little bit stuck on that version of me. And also, she's a muggle. And I can almost guarantee if I was to throw the runes on this one, that I would be given a very clear message as to where all of this goes. And it was such a beautiful opening moment for me to go, oh, wow. I am now becoming so much more clear about the energies that this particular relationship is in. And so that's why I'm saying to you guys at the moment, and because it's all emotional shit, right? And this is where we're at. We're at the 4D. And this untrusting thing is because she believes she knows how to run my life better than I do. Because she's a little bit arrogant. And because I've given her in the past, a long time ago, reasons to feel that way. Because I was feeling very vulnerable. And I didn't know what I was doing. And so she can't get past that. She's stuck. She's stuck in the past. She can't see where I'm at now. She refuses to. Because then if she could see where I am now, she would see that she's still stuck in the past, and that then makes her feel uncomfortable. So if she's then able to see how I am now, and my peace and my calm and my happiness and the fact that I'm living my life my way and I'm really actually enjoying it, in the majority I am, and I get to connect with you beautiful, maybe lovely people. That lady may be a little crazy, says Paul. She has that mothering energy that she likes to kind of spread it around. Unfortunately, her mothering energy is also full of judgment. And when I saw and felt all of this energy flow out today, I was like, and all of the bits and pieces sort of clicking into place, I went, oh, that's probably a good reason why I've been pulling away just gently from that relationship for probably about 2, maybe 3 years now. And a part of that is because every time I tried to contribute to her, it was a pushback. It was pushback all the time. So I'm like, how am I supposed to have this as a reciprocal relationship if there is no reciprocation, if I'm not allowed to give to you like you give to me? And then we add into this extra element of judgment and stuff like that. And we go, that's because she thinks I'm going to gift her judgment because that's what she's gifted me. Gotcha. So yeah, lots of stuff coming up. Isn't it exciting? So with all of that being said, what else have we got happening over there? What am I hearing? Okay. Cool. All right. We will jump into Christine now. So yeah, interesting. And that's what I'm saying to you guys. Be aware. Be aware of your body, because it will give you so much information if you open yourself to listen. How cool. Do I still love my friend? Yes, I do. Do I still enjoy hanging out with her and going to craft class and stuff like that and seeing her at craft class? Yes, absolutely. Do I still wish to see her be happy and enjoy her life with her husband and her cats and her kid and stuff? Yeah, absolutely. I do, because that's who I am. Paul says, one knows you like we do. Understand we do. Aw, thank you, Paul. I'm picking up your energy, and thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very very much indeed. All right, Christine says, I am really having a hard time as to slowing down and taking care of my first cognitive restructuring. Guidance, please. How? Okay. Let's see what the runes have to say. So you'll have to put up with the noise. Hopefully that's not too annoying. Okay. The other ones. Whoops. Back. Oh, that one. Okay, dokie. Alrighty. So we are more Paul, hang on. Okay. Checking in with work next week. Have a great weekend, Paul. Lorene, you need to come on more. Oh, once a week is enough of Lorene. Oh dear, you're very cute. Thank you so much, Paul. I hope you have a fabulous week too. All right, Christine, your first little rune here is the eye, which is Isa, which means ice. Okay. So your associations with this particular rune, let me see, what's the best way to hold these? Is about being frozen in time, concentration status, non-action, psychological blocks, and standstill. So this is the past you. Okay, this is the sort of the issue, the past you, the thing that's kind of like the older stuff. And what I'm getting with this one from an intuitive point of view is you have a whole lot of points of views and belief systems which are still sitting there where you're thinking that you're struggling to slow down. And what slowing down means. So looking at that, like whose point of view are you tapping into right now that is making you feel guilty for slowing down? And maybe it's you've had people, a family member or members talking about, you got to be busy, idle hands is the devil's playground. What else is there? There's all sorts of old sayings, which is basically telling you have to be on the go to be worthwhile. And so when you start to slow the process down and take time for yourself and be in that space of self-care, the old stuff starts cropping up and making things go a little bit wobbly and wonky, right? So that's what this particular rune is talking about. All right. Your second rune. Okay. Is and this pretty one here. And it looks like an R because it is the letter R. And it is Rythro, and it means ride or journey. And so this is about progress, riding in the right order or the right way to proceed, the rationality and the growth. So this being your middle one, this is just to make double sure that I'm saying the right thing. This is your opposing forces or your issue. So the other one was about the stuff in the past. This is about what's stopping you from moving forward. Okay. And what this is talking about is so your opposing forces and stuff. Like there is a journey that you are on right now, a very big healing journey. And you're getting stuck on the right way to do things, the right order to do things in. And so you're trying to think your way through rather than allowing yourself to just be in the moment and allow things to come through as they are. Okay. And while you're still in that more ego-ish space, you've got to have your ducks in a row and you've got to, do it one particular way and there's only one right way to do things and that sort of stuff. That's old 3D ways of thinking. This journey that you're on now is asking and demanding for you to find your own way to do things. That's the opposing force here. So you're at the moment in competition with yourself to actually tap into your intuitive knowing so that you can choose the best, most creative, compatible way for you to move forward for yourself. Okay, so that's what this one means. All right, and this one, which is kind of like a downward F. I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm sorry. See? That one. All right. Ugh. That's there we go. This one here. Which is actually the letter A. How cool is that? Which is Aunsun. Suns. Suz. Awensuz. There we go. Awensuz. Which means God, chieftain, reference to the god Odin. The associations being mind, voice within, signals, inspiration, true vision, and self-knowledge. So this is the possible outcome if you follow what I've said in the previous rune. So if you allow yourself to find your own voice, find your own way forward, like your own intuitive way forward, your own journey, your voice, your beautiful voice will come forward really, really easily. And you'll be able to see the signs and the inspiration with so much more ease than what you could if you don't do that. Okay. So truly, it's about tackling those old points of views, those old belief systems, and letting them go, acknowledging them, go, okay, thank you for your service, and now goodbye. We are no longer requiring you anymore. We're in a different place, in a different space. It's like trying to say back when you were a kid and you were, I don't know, I'm trying to think of two completely different fields. You're a kid and you had a paper route, right? And your only job was to deliver papers. That's all you had to do. and you were working by yourself and you just had to deliver those bloody papers, then this job that you have, 20, 30 years later is something that requires you to not only work with, not just yourself anymore. You're not only just responsible for yourself, but maybe you're a manager of a really big team. And so now you have to think in a really different way because you're having to manage so many other people. You can't apply that same self-centered knowledge of when you're a paper person, a paper newspaper deliverer, to the same philosophy as being a manager of many other people. It won't work because one's very insular and the other one is more intuitive, and you've got to be more open and aware of all of the energies and the people's skills and things like that around you and your team. And that's what I mean. It's like those old points of views, those old belief systems that you've had from when you were little that may have come into your space when you were young are no longer relevant because you're not that person anymore. And so that's why a lot of the work that we're all doing right now is identifying those old belief systems and those old points of views and allowing them to let go. It's like, thank you so much. You kept me safe. You helped me do what I needed to do at that time. And now you get to go. Bye-bye. See ya. So there we go. Your guidance is you have to find your own path and you have to let go of that old stuff. And if you don't, you're just going to get more of the same. And you're going to keep struggling with slowing down and having self-care and all of that sort of stuff. Okay. So there's a lot of belief work that can be done, and you've experienced some of that now. So, yay. Thank you so much, Christine, for your donation and giving us an opportunity to see how I play with the runes the very first time on the show. So, yay. Season 4, episode 1, I played with the runes. Yay. Yay. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Tamara, it is your turn. Okie dokie. Tamara, apparently you're playing with the runes. And you can't have these runes because I have them. I made them myself. But I'm curious. Have you played with the runes? I think you weren't here when I talked about it earlier. Let's see. Is there a particular issue in mind for you, Tamara? Is there anything in particular that's coming up? Like the issue is, so for example, instead of saying, should I take the job in London, it would be the issue is the job in London. So I know we've asked about the week ahead, so I can ask in that regard, but is there anything else more specific that you have that's coming up at the moment? Because this could give you a very clear indication of which direction to take. Putting you on the spot. I like it. Well, you have a think about that. Cool. Okay, can you be a little bit more specific? Are you talking about with work, or is it relationship, business, that sort of thing? Okay, cool. All right. So, in case you're not reading the chat, business. Yeah. All right. So the issue at hand is business. Tamara's business. Can you please show us? Oh, we'll stick to one. We'll stick to one. Wait. Ooh, nearly lost one. Let's see. Okay. It's a little bit tricky because I've only got like this much space to work with. Let me just find the 3 that wish to come forward with your message. Okay. I actually prefer not to look at them while I'm doing this, so I can just feel the energy and go, okay, that's the first one. Cool. There we go. It's kind of like when you're in a crystal shop and you're looking for the ones that resonate with you and wish to come home with you. Here's your second one. That one. All right. Cool. Let's put these ones away. Yeah, there was a couple of different ways that it said that you can do it. One of them, as you said, Melinda, is like when you just sort of have them in the bag, you have your intention, and then you pull them out of the bag. And then it equally said you can roll them between your hands and then scatter them onto your space and then grab them from there. So given that I like being able, I'm a very tactile person, I like to pull them that way. So yeah. All right. Let me see. Which one is that one? I didn't do this one. See, when I was doing them, I had the thought that some of them, because they look so close together, it would be easy for me to get them a little bit confused. So when I go and do my next set, I'm going to do them slightly differently. But some of them, I've actually got a little dot on them so that I can see which way's the bottom. So then I can see which way's up. Because you turn them slightly and it's like, oh, that looks like that one. Anyway, so this one here goes like that. It's kind of like a Z shape, which is a letter S. And it is Sowilo, which means sun. And your association. So this is your past stuff. This is your past issues and things like that, or what you've been doing in the past, that sort of thing. So it's got good guidance, wholeness, awareness, hope, goals achieved, individual victory, and honor. So in relation to business, you've made a hell of a lot of really, really good progress. And what you're choosing to do with it is really good. Like everything has been absolutely perfectly timed. It's been coming forward in a really, really good, positive way. So that is your first little rune. Your second one is, where are you? There we go. Found ya. The second one looks a bit like a bee, and it is. It is the letter B, which is Birkana, and it means birch goddess, growth, new beginnings, renewed birth, rebirth, spring, and fertility. So this is currently your opposing forces. So interesting, your opposing forces is actually a feminine energy. And intuitively, what I'm hearing from this is you're stifling your growth. You're stifling the new beginnings and this process of birth and rebirth and all of that sort of stuff, that spring fertility type energies. Because the opposing forces here, that's your opposing force, right? In that you've had an awful lot of masculine come forward to be able to get things off the ground, to get things moving. And now it's time for you to really, truly dive into way more of your feminine energy, way more of that sensual goddess, delicious yumminess of you. And that is the part that is holding you back from being able to really do this in a big, beautiful way. So bringing more of that out will really help you. But if you are still choosing to be more in that masculine energy, then that's going to be harder for you. Okay. Now, interestingly, this one came out and it was very demanding that I have this one, even though it wasn't facing up. It was down. So let's read reverse. And this one here looks like this, which is kind of like that open bracket symbol, which is Kanewazi. There we go. Got there eventually, which is the letter K, meaning beacon and torch. And the associations with this one is creativity, awakening, growth, opening, illumination, self-knowledge, and vision. So this is the possible outcome. Remembering, of course, that this can change. Now, the fact of the matter is that it came out reversed. And that is telling me that the possible outcome, if you do not follow what was mentioned in the second rune of bringing in your femininity and allowing that to come out to play, is that the possible outcome of that is that you're going to be stifling your creativity, you're going to be stifling your growth, your opening, your ability to illuminate your business. Your vision won't be able to be very clear, and that's going to be very difficult for you to move through. Okay. So this is such a cool thing. I'm actually going to see if we can pull another couple for you. All right. So same energy. Let's see. Let's see what 4 and 5. Let's do a 4 and 5 for you. Okay, what's number 4, please? Okay, it's a 4 and a 5. This is where it gets really interesting. Okay. Energy. I love it. Okay. So the 4th rune in a 5 rune reading is about sacrifice. So for you to have the outcome of a beautiful, balanced, illuminated business, and being able to, not have things be the way they are at the moment, with having that heavy energy sitting in the masculine, it's like, if you follow the advice, you will have a beautiful, illuminated business. Okay. This is talking about the sacrifices of, if you don't follow, if you have it being really masculine, this is your sacrifices that you're going to have to make, which is in wawas, which is the letters IG, and this is to do with the earth god. Okay. And the association with this one is fertility, gestation, internal growth, and new life. So this is the stuff that you will have to sacrifice. If you don't become more balanced in your business, and you don't allow your business to breathe in the way it requires to breathe, you're going to sacrifice the new life. You're going to sacrifice the growth there, and the internal growth of you as well. So it's vitally important that you allow yourself that chance to tap into your softer, gentler, feminine side, and to be that gorgeous, delicious, yummy, scrumptious energy that you can be. Okay. So that's this one. The 5th one is your represents the outcome of the issue at hand, or the new situation that will arise. Okay, so let's have a look at this one and see what we get. All right. So if you do allow yourself to become balanced and to bring your feminine really up, and allow your feminine side of your business to flourish. All right. So if we take that path, because that's what the indication has been, it's like, this is what you're struggling with. This is what you're like, this is where things are getting a little bit crunchy. This is why things could be not illuminating, not being as bright and shiny as you would like. The attractiveness of your business. And that this last one is really exciting, because it's showing you the different possible situation that could be coming if you did allow yourself to be this big, juicy, delicious, scrumptious business leader. Okay. You get the upward F shape, which is actually the letter F. And it is Fehu. And it means, funnily enough, cattle and wealth. So the associations with this one is success, wealth, abundance, increased income, possession, happiness, and financial gain. So this is the other possible solution for it, the other possible outcome for you. And this one here is, this is what you could have. But you're going to have to sacrifice some of that masculine to be able to bring up the feminine. And that's all about finding the safety within. Okay? So the more that you feel safe within you, the easier it's going to be for you to find your feminine. Okay? And then as you find your feminine, your success, your wealth, your abundance, your light, your attractiveness, your magnetism is going to just ring. Okay? And that's where stuff like doing theta healing, dealing with those belief systems, the polyvagal theory, the trauma bonding stuff, all of that is just so vital. But it's also about learning to receive. And that's where doing energetic healing, doing swaps with other people, it's really cool. And it allows you to remember how to receive. I remember when I first started doing access bars back in the day, and my receiving was so low. I didn't know how to. I was seriously in my masculine, and because I had to be in control, because that was trauma. And I remember, and I laugh about it now, but I remember being so resistant to other people ever running bars on me unless they were certain people. Like I would try and control. And then if they weren't necessarily getting their fingers in the right spot or whatever, like I would be moving them and and I had one friend at the time who loved when there's these points that run down here. And I had a weird trauma thing about people covering my ears. Like I don't like it. And I now know that part of that is because after I did, a few years later, I did some healing around it. The ear thing is because I felt like I had to be alert for danger around me. And if somebody's covering my ears, I can't hear. So it makes me feel really anxious. It's not soothing. It's not calming to me. It made me feel really super anxious because I could no longer hear, therefore I wasn't safe. And part of that was because I wasn't safe within myself. And it took a long time, many years before, like it was probably, I would say maybe about 5 years of having my bars run and running other people's bars. And I would tell them, like, you can't cover my ears. Do not cover my ears. It doesn't work for me. Like, I won't be able to relax. Just run them so that your hands are like back this way. Rather than across my ears like that. Like, just don't do that to me. Before I began to realize what that was linked to. I think now I'd be able to have my ears covered and it wouldn't bother me so much because I feel safe within me. So yeah, exciting. So obviously part of it is therapy, part of it is connecting with other lovely women, taking care of yourself, being kind and gentle with yourself, doing that healing, doing that belief work stuff. There is a bit of that inner child work, definitely, and I know you're already really good at that. But yeah, there's other stuff too, like that sensual touch type stuff. There's like, how often do you, and this is to everybody, how often do you ever just gently, lightly touch your own arms, like, and be just gentle and soft with you? Like, when you're putting on your face cream or whatever, is it like, do you just gently put it on and you're like, just fucking get it on there, I've got to get going, got to do the next thing? When you're in the shower, is it like scrub, 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 okay, quick, in, out, gone? Or do you like really enjoy the feeling of and take note of how the sponge or the soap or whatever feels on your skin, and take it slowly? When we're in our masculine, quite often we don't take those moments to delight in how something interacts with our body. We don't take the time to, quote unquote, smell the roses. But when we're in touch with our feminine, we do. We can sit with a nice cup of tea or a coffee or whatever, a hot drink, and you're not only consuming the drink, you're feeling the warmth of the cup and enjoying that and feeling gratitude for that. You're smelling the aroma and really enjoying that and taking notice of the different notes of the aroma and the weight of the cup, the warmth of the cup, how does it feel when it goes down your throat, when it hits your belly? How does it make you feel in your head, in your heart, in your throat? It's all those little things. It's when you're way more in touch with your feminine side, you go into the space where it's called orgasmic living, where even drying yourself off with a towel can feel like an orgasmic experience that you give to yourself. And it's a beautiful thing. And I love it when I have the time and space to be that for me too. That's why I've gotten into having baths a lot more frequently now that I can. And I mix it up. Sometimes I'll have bubbles, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll have it nice and quiet. Sometimes I'll have music. Sometimes I'll have a meditation. Sometimes I'll watch some Netflix thing. I wait and see, what does my body wish to ask for? And tapping into your body's awareness of how to, like what to wear. When I let my body choose what it wishes to wear, you can guarantee she is going to choose something quite yummy and a little bit more sort of delicious. And even something like this, because it's a very smooth fabric, I like touching it. It feels nice, and I just want to just like And that's why my body chose this tonight, because she knows I wish to be touched. So I'll touch myself. And that's the whole thing. Now, obviously, I can't be dressed up to the nines when I go to work. I've got a work uniform and I've got to wear it. But when I get to choose, when I let her choose, oh, fucking, she loves it. Absolutely fucking loves it. But anyway, there you go. So, thank you so much, Tamara, for popping back in and having a little chat with us, and for your beautiful, kind donations. So grateful for you and for being here and enjoying this space with us. Yay! Season 4, episode 1. Thank you so much, Tamara. Alrighty. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still have 6. I haven't seen anybody else come up and comment or anything like that. So let me do the spinner. Okay. Spin. There we go. I don't think I did that right. All right. Now I'm not going to look, and we're going to spin. What does that say? I can't even see. It says number 4. So the fourth one was 1, 2, 3, 4. Tamara. Tamara, my darling, you have won yourself a gift of a 60-minute session. I will be in touch with you tomorrow so that we can get that all sorted out. It won't be this weekend. My books are full for this weekend. So it'll probably be next weekend at the earliest. Yeah. Yay! We can do some yummy work. We can do some really yummy work. Okay. I'm looking forward to that one. You're very welcome. This is what she said. All right. Let me get rid of that. I think because it is the first one, we must do some poetry card reading now. Because I can. All right. So let's have ourselves in mind a question. Thank you, Melinda. I is fabulous. Talking about being fabulous. So just because I can and because you guys are so amazing, I'm going to share this one with you. So this is somebody I did a healing session on. Where was it? When was it, rather? August? End of August? Mid-August. Mid-August. So this person received over a 24-hour period, they received a CJAB session. They received some and a couple of other types of sessions that I do, all in-person stuff. But the second one was hands-off. It was just verbal stuff that I would do. So they actually did a soul fragments, forgiveness, cord cutting, root removal process, which is something that I do online quite regularly. That was the second process that they received, and the third process was a bit of Reiki and a bit of some other stuff that was, again, hands-on. So for those of you who don't know what a CJAB session is, it's a combination. I intuited a process 4-ish years ago that is a combination of 4 different modalities and 21 different energies, and part of those energies is the energy of me. And it is very potent, and it lasts for approximately 2 hours from start to finish. It's a very long, in-depth process. And there is a lot of different aspects to that particular process, and it is about removing the effects on a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level from receiving the jibber dabbers. I had some pretty damn incredible results from that, and this particular session was on somebody who had them 3 years ago. So I was like, I don't know how effective this is gonna be, considering, maybe even 4 years ago. I will say 3 years ago. I don't know how effective it's going to be, considering this has been running around their system for so long. But the cool thing is that even though it had been running around their system for that long, and they had initially had very severe reaction to it, so much so that they had 3 stents put in their heart. Yay. They are very well connected to Earth and spend a lot of time out in nature, and they have done a lot of processing and had some very good deep Reiki and stuff like that. So here's a bit of feedback. A quick message to tell you I am so impressed with your healing. I had immediate results, both physical and cerebral. I am also experiencing tangible results now, so thank you. So it's just a very quick acknowledgement, but I found it to be quite fascinating that, what are we, probably 3-ish, nearly 4 weeks later, the effects of that are still coming through, and the benefits of it. And I'm like, I can still offer those sessions and know that they're good. And they can still help people. There was some pretty phenomenal stuff that happened from that too. But yeah, it was good. It's good practice. So yeah, and even afterwards, they've received incredible healing, like potent stuff from around the world. And even almost immediately afterwards, they're like, you're really good at what you do. And I'm like, yeah, I know. No arrogance about it. It's just like, yeah, I know I am. It's cool. People choose it if they choose it. See us tomorrow. Tomorrow I will reach out. Let us do some poetry, okay? Everybody gets a freebie today. Yay! All right, let's do our expanding out, okay? So take a big, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Take a big, deep breath in. And breathing out. Taking another big, deep breath in. Bring Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. Breathing out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. Bring Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. Yeah, Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Becoming aware of your body. Becoming aware of all the parts and pieces and how they're all linking up and together. And now expanding out your awareness in a big bubble all around you, up into the sky and down into the earth. Expanding out your awareness greater than the size of the building that you're in. Expanding out your awareness greater than the size of the country that you're on. Expanding out your awareness greater than the size of the planet. Greater than the size of the solar system. Greater than the size of the galaxies. Greater than the size of the universes. Beautiful. And so for this week to come, considering how much energetically is up in the world and all the planets and all the solar system and the sun and the moon and all the things, and how that is having an impact on the people all around us right now, including ourselves. Truth, what number between and including 1 and 88 will be the greatest contribution to you over this week to come? Please put that in the chat now. Sorry, just reading mine. Oh, lordy lord. Okay, Melinda, 58 for you. Ooh, Whitey. We got endless for you. As the years go by like the running stream towards the ocean, you look at your reflection and wonder, where did those endless days of youth go? You remember the days when you were dependent upon your parents, then the days when you thought you were invincible, only to realize that you needed them after all. You're grown now, but there is always a part of you which remains your link with the greatest influence in your life. The ones who cried with you, laughed with you, were proud of you, were sometimes frustrated with you and wanted to strangle you, but loved you all the time. And now you've got your own link, to be the greatest influence in someone else's life. You're always wanting the best for your little darlings and hoping that they will be all right, knowing that the world is a very different place to live in now, but wishing that your not-so-little ones will make wise and solid choices as they now get to an age where they wonder, where did those endless days go? So this one here is about being present in the moment and being grateful for the past and still looking forward to the future and having that moment of reflection, but also anticipation for what is to come, and knowing that your part to play in your son and grandchildren's lives is just as important as what the role that your parents played in your life, from the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome, right? Like, I've not been shy about the fact that my mom is incredibly creative. She is intelligent up the wazoo, but she's also emotionally immature. She is someone who doesn't know how to connect well with others on an emotional level, and especially with me. And this is what I'm saying about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome. There is going to be lovely things and amazing things that you have gained from both of your parents, including your life. And even if that's the only thing that they gave you, was the ability to come together from two separate bits, to come together to create you, like, what a fucking gift. And how cool is it that you now get to enjoy living your life in the way that works for you? So that is very much going to be up in your mind this week. But don't look too far to the past all the time. Be remaining in the present and look forward to the future and see the gift that you are. Okay? I love you. Thank you for coming to play, Melinda. Oh, tomorrow. Oh, 47. Trying to break my glass. Goodness gracious. All right. Tamara at 47. So fragile. Yay, Melinda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this. But this is, sorry, Tamara, I'll be back with you in just a moment. I love this about Melinda. Just saying, it's this. I love all the emojis. It seriously, whenever I receive a message from Melinda and it's got all of these emojis, it just makes me smile so big. I can have had the absolute most shitest day, and something like this will come through, and I'm just like, oh. And it makes me feel so good. So I just wish to tell you that, Melinda, because I don't think I've ever actually really said this to you, but I love that you do this. And I love that the people here in Find You Fridays get to experience this fun and joyousness and the lightheartedness that it takes to do that. And that exuberance that you have by putting those emojis in there. It's so good. I love it. And please don't ever stop doing it. Because seriously, it's like those little moments of a gift of fun. And it makes me stop and look at each one and go, oh, she's chosen those specifically. It's not like you just choose the same ones all the time, because you don't. You actually take the time to pick out which ones resonate for you at that moment. And I love that. So please do not stop. All right, back to Tamara, 47. So fragile. My sensitive soul, you're so easily hurt. I never intended to make you angry. I was only telling what I thought was the truth. There have been times when I've been offended, but I try to let it slide. How can I apologize if you won't listen? Your eyes are cold, and this makes me ache to my core. Please smile again and let your arms accept my embrace. um, So truth isn't relevant. No. Okay, so the bottom part isn't relevant to what this is for you. So this is a message around where you have, where your feminine side is speaking to your masculine side, and your feminine side is trying to make everything okay, and your masculine side is like being a little bit of an asshole, to be fair. And like your feminine side's going, hey, I really require to have my voice here. And your masculine side's so fucking used to running the show that it's trying to devalue your feminine. So that's the healing work that has to happen here. And that particular dynamic is where you're being essentially narcissistic to yourself. I know this energy because I had that myself, so I get it. And basically what's going to this week to come is going to be about you looking at where you're choosing your asshole masculine side over your gentle feminine, your potent feminine as well, and your sensualness, your all of those lovely things that we were talking about before. So this is very much indicative of that. Okay. It's no longer, there's no longer room for people pleasing within you. And that's what your feminine has been trying to do. She's been trying to make him love her. But at the same time, she's identifying the fact that he's just being a right wanker. And that's why he's angry, because he's been called out for his behavior. And where he's now being asked to step back, it's like she's saying, hey, you don't have to be afraid. We can do this together, you know. And he's very much sitting in his space of going, this is the way it's always been. This is the way it'll always be. And I'm never going to fucking change. See, the energy on this is so big. My reception is going, blah, 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 blah. Take note. So yeah, that's some cool like reflection work for you to do this week. Have a look at those times where your masculine is taking over and not letting your feminine speak, and not letting her have her breath and having her moment in the sunshine as well. Okay? Big loves to you, my darling. I'll be in touch. Julie's team. In you come. All right. Julie, here's hoping. The sweat of our bodies, the entanglement of our legs, the interlocking of our pleasure. We are as one for only a short, joyous moment, but we separate on a natural high and lay clasped together like a lock and a key. I've got here a beautiful reminiscence of times gone by. And what I'm getting from this, Julie, is that there is some real beautiful, delicious moments coming your way this week. And they might just feel as yummy as this poem, but it might also be, given that we're coming into spring now, there might also be some really lovely moments with the plants. I'm getting a real sense of nature and you being out in nature and just really enjoying all the new growth and seeing, you know, maybe there's some lambs that are jumping around, or, you know, that bright exuberance, and the enjoyment of being in your body again. And maybe dance. I'm feeling some dance type stuff. Might be a really great chance for you to dress up in a dress. Do you have any like floaty kind of, say, gypsy type skirts or dresses or things like that? Something that makes you feel really yummy and delicious. Just for one day at least over this week to come, take a moment to play with that energy of light and fluffy, okay? And to just enjoy all those little moments, those hugs, those touches, the kisses, the connection with nature, with the people around you, big people, little people, doesn't matter what people. Like, for example, today I gave this lady a hug as I was leaving, and it was just this big, beautiful hug. It was gifted and received. And every time I hug her, she's like, oh, I so love receiving your hugs. The first time I ever hugged her, she was like, I haven't been hugged like this for such a long time. Now she gets lots of hugs, or she has been receiving lots of hugs from me. So she's really stoked and she's just loving it and she's laughing it up, and it's so good. So keep being that yummy, delicious, lovely, soft energy. Okay. And even if it's something little, like in my garden, I've had some freesias popped up that I like, bulbs that I planted last year that finally popped up, and it's like, oh, yay, the freesias. I love the smell of freesias. They're just so lovely. So yeah, just enjoy that feeling of intimacy on all the different levels. Okay. Thank you for coming to play, Julie. So grateful for you. And Tamara has some feedback. Okay, sounds like my ex and how I showed up in my relationship with my ex. Easy reflection, just have to point it inwards. Thank you for putting it that way, that I can really relate to and understand. Cool. Thank you for being able to receive that. It's a tough one. It truly is. When I got to, in 2019, I got to a point where I went, why do I keep attracting these fucking narcissistic energies into my world, like through my partners? I wasn't necessarily, at that time I did have it in my work as well. But I was like, what the actual fuck? Why is this still popping up in my world? And then I couldn't get past the thing of our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. And so I had to sit there and go, well, am I being a narcissistic bitch? And I was like, I was getting a no, but then I was getting a slight wink of a yes. And I was like, okay, let's break this down. Am I being a narcissistic bitch with my friends? And it was like, no. Am I being the narcissistic person with my relationship? No. And I was like, okay, am I being a narcissistic person with my partner? With my work? I was like, no. And I was like, well, what the fuck else could there be? And what it was my relationship to the business and my bank accounts, so my finances. So I was being really super narcissistic with my business and my finances. And that's where that energy was coming in. And because when I get to do the connection exercise with you, if I haven't done it already, I can't remember, my brain is going mushy. We know that if we've got something like judgment, narcissism, gaslighting, any of that sort of stuff floating around in one little area of your life, it eventually penetrates out to the rest. So while you haven't necessarily chosen that particular pathway with a person, it can be with business or finances. In my case, it was business and finances. Those were two parts that I was being narcissistic with. And when I realized, oh my God, I just cried. And it wasn't crying from embarrassment. It was crying from shame and heartache that I had been so horrible to my business and finances when all they wanted to do, when all they desired to do is to be there to support me. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. The big, huge, ugly cry with the snot and the tears and everything. And that was when I made the demand to change. And that was when I made the demand of me that whatever it takes, I'm going to do. And that sent me on a journey into a program that cost me $5,000. It also sent me on a journey of doing some really deep feminine work and leaning into the books of Mama Gina and learning about intimacy and learning about orgasmic living, but also extended orgasms, and learning how to receive touch in a really different way, and building up my confidence in regards to intimacy. And that whole journey was about 18 months long. It was a long time. But it was intensive. And in that time I ran a book club, which was, I did 2 calls every Sunday, I think it was, either a Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. But it was 2 calls, and for the book, so that I could run it for like a Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere thing. Very intense for 18 months. It was good. It really helped me soften in a lot of different ways. And then within that time, my relationship broke up and I had to move house, and it was a lot. But luckily I had the friendship of the beautiful goddesses within the book club, and you know, we just were able to support each other. And a lot of us had different stuff come up during that time, and it was one of the most beautiful, glorious things that I've ever done. Melinda says, I have a load of freesias popping up in my front yard as well. I love them too. The fragrance is divine. I absolutely agree. Absolutely. This is why I bought the bulbs in the first place. So the freesias are actually popping up in amongst my carnation plants that are in my 3 planter boxes. I've got some other plants popping up in there too, but I can't remember what they are. But one of them's got this little stems of like little purple, it's almost like little baby purple flowers that are like, look like teeny tiny little pom-poms. And they're like almost like a corn, like a little baby corn, but they're purple. This really cool color of purple. And what else did I see popping up in there? There was that one. There was the freesias. I can't remember what the other one was. But yeah, it's so super cool to see the bulbs coming through. That's called patience. You have to wait a whole bloody year for bulbs to pop up. It's like, man. I wonder if there's a way to make it faster. That's the Aries in me talking. All right, my loves. Shall we do a meditation? I think it might be a good idea. What am I going to do today? Ooh. I think we are no, tomorrow. All right. I think we are going to play with the Norse gods today. That has some really interesting energies on it. So creatively, energetically, these 3 gods that we're going to play with are in honor of the Alder alphabet that we've been playing with today with the runes. And the things that I really like about them, we're very familiar with Freya, right? Freya's one of the Norse gods that we're really used to hearing about. Very staunch, potent woman. And there's a lot of lightness, brightness, joyousness. But she's also very big in energy. Like, you wouldn't want to mess around with Freya. You wouldn't really want to mess around with any of them, to be fair. But her energy is something that is, even when you look at the runes and what they are representing, there's a lot of beautiful feminine energy that comes through with those runes. We've got Hagel, which is a little bit more... he's a little bit more staunch, I feel like. And can show you more of the challenging sides of what's going on. So think of stone, and we've got stone, necessity, hail, ice, the length of time, so like 1 year, trees, cups, elk, sun. That's sort of the stuff that's related to Haggle. And so when I look at Haggle's 8, what I see there is a lot of shaking up of energy. But also, like I said, the acknowledgement of where things can get hard and tough. So there's that. Next, we have Tyre. And Tyre is, it's interesting that you've got Freya, who's very strong and feminine. Tyre is very strong and masculine. So I see Hagar sort of sits in the middle there, has a little bit of both, but it kind of like is showing the hidden shadow sides of stuff as well. The places where we can get a little bit caught up in our own stories. Whereas Tyre is like leadership and goddess energy, and or there's like it has the birch goddess as part of the thing. We've got horse, humanity and mankind. We've got water energies. We've got the earth god in there. We've got day, dawn. We've got property. So it's a lot more sort of, to me, I feel like even though there's like goddess energies in there, like literally talking about the birch goddess, I feel like, because there's also 2 gods in there. You've got Tyre, which is the sky god, and you've also got Ing, which is the earth god. So you've got 2 male gods within this particular 8. Interesting, right? So that I feel like Tyre is a lot more of that masculine energies, whereas Hagar is sort of sitting gently in the middle of them too, and picking up all the other little bits and bobs that we need to remain balanced. Okay. All right. So we're going to play with those energies. We're going to ask for those Norse gods to come in and give us some help. And what I would like for you is to have in mind right now an issue, an area of concern, something you're a little bit confused about, or maybe you're just not sure which direction to go in, much like you would with playing with the runes. And as you just sort of, as we're sitting here thinking about this, what's something that's coming up in your mind right now? Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a connection with another person, maybe it's something that's going on within family, maybe you're really motivated around community and what's happening in the world right now. Maybe there is some stuff coming up in your world that is to do with your work. Maybe you've got a family member who's ill, and you wish to have some contribution that way, or some knowledge or information. So we are going to ask for the Norse gods to assist us around these issues. And so just again, like I said, have that issue in your mind as we step into this space. Okay. Closing your eyes now. Take a big deep breath in. And out. Making sure that you're still nice and expanded out. And breathing in and out. Expanding out your allowance beyond your awareness, which is out way past the universes. And now imagine that you're in a Norse-like village. And you're heading down to the water's edge. You see a big, long jetty going all the way out over the water. And you see it ending, and at the end of the jetty, knowing that you had a part to play in creating that jetty in some way, whether it was helping to create the ropes or harvest the wood, or even cooking the meals that helped feed the men and the women who created that jetty. There's a part of you that knows you had a part to play in creating that jetty. As you're standing at the water's edge, you feel the sand underneath your feet. And it's kind of not super fine-grained sand, it's slightly pebbly. And you look at those pebbles and you see that they are about the right size for runes, and you smile to yourself because you know that at any time you can come back here and pick up those stones, those little pebbles, and create your own rune set to connect in with the gods. But today is extra special because today you're actually going to walk out along that long jetty towards a big boat. I'd like you to now walk up the beach and down that jetty, feeling the wind in your hair and the movement of your body. See how your clothing has changed to be relevant for the time. Feel the leather and the hide and the furs and the natural cloth, the cotton, and how different your body feels and how different the fabrics feel against your skin. And as you come up to the boat, it looks like there's nobody there. So you walk up the gangplank and hop on this boat. And as you hop on the boat, a silent crew is around you. And the silent crew is made up of your spirit team. And funnily enough, they know how to sail a boat, even a Nordic one. And they are here so that you always feel safe and secure, with the knowledge that they are here with you as they are in your human life. They are here with you now in your Nordic adventure. The boat sets off across the water, and the water is calm and a beautiful blue. The wind is cool on your face. You smell the ocean, and it feels good. You have a little thrill as the boat moves out. And this boat is heading towards a very special place. It's heading for the place where the gods have prepared for you to seek their wisdom. The boat travels a long way, and while you're on this journey, you are reflecting and pondering what it is that you would like to talk about with the Norse gods of Freya, Hagal, and Tyr, seeking their wisdom. The boat is now heading towards a big, beautiful archway, which seems to have mysteriously appeared above the water. How it got there, nobody knows. There's no land around, but the gods do wondrous things when they choose to. The boat goes beneath the archway, this big, beautiful stone archway. And as the boat sails through the archway, you notice that there are actually runes carved into each of the stones. 24 of them, in fact, all the way around. As you've sailed underneath that archway, you may have noticed that some of those symbols are a little bit brighter than others. You will be able to remember what they are and write them down. Or when you look at a page of the runes, you'll know exactly which ones were for you. And as the boat comes through the archway, it appears to be in a beautiful lagoon. The boat gently slows, and as it comes to a stop by the jetty in this lagoon, you look out to see that there is a big, beautiful pasture. And beyond that pasture are mountains, snow-capped mountains, and so much forest. And closer to the water, it's almost like spring, where everything is quite temperate. And the energy of this place feels calm and safe and inviting. And you bring with you from the boat an offering for each of the gods. For we must always honour their presence and their gift of time and energy for us. As you move off the boat, taking your offerings with you, first we will speak to Freya. And you see Freya is waiting. In fact, all three are waiting for us. You see Freya and Hagal and Tyre, with Freya standing out front, strong, potent, powerful goddess, the warrior goddess, but also the goddess that brings you joy, allows you to remember what it is your journey is, reminds you how to use your voice and your mind, bringing you back to your space of intuition, but also brings things like a cornucopia of abundance and joyousness and happiness. She reminds us with her presence what it means to have the forces like Thor, the god of thunder, that strength and the breaking of boundaries as a part of your existence. Along with things like hospitality and blessings and generosity, well-being and fellowship and self-worth, along with many, many other aspects. And as you lay your offering at Freya's feet, she smiles gently and asks the question, "What is it you seek, dear one?" And in this moment, you get to ask your question, to seek your guidance. And as Freya imparts her knowledge to you, an answer to your question, an inquiry, you receive that quietly and wholeheartedly. And now Hagar steps forward and you lay your offering at Hagar's feet after saying thank you to Freya for her knowledge and her wisdom. Remembering Hagar sort of sits in between and can show you the places and spaces where you are holding yourself back from receiving whatever it is your inquiry is about. He will openly and honestly tell you where you're holding yourself back. Hagar, it is with great honor and respect that I ask you show me where I'm preventing myself from receiving my greatest wish, my ask, my inquiry. Where are my challenges? And as Hagar imparts his awareness, his knowledge, his wisdom, once again you receive that with an open heart. No resistance and reaction, just with an open heart. For you know this information is valuable to you, for you to be able to move forward in your life and not be held on to the old stories of the past. We say thank you, thank you, thank you, Hagar, for your knowledge, your wisdom, and your perception of where I'm holding myself back. Thank you. We now move to Taya, a lovely, deeply masculine god. And as we look at Taya and present our offering to Taya, beautiful sky god, we ask, where is it that I require to show leadership and balance and rationality to this issue? So that I may have harmony and gain more self-knowledge and awareness. So that I may flow like the water. And to have all of the internal growth, awakening and awareness and to aid in my physical and spiritual journey. All of these elements are coming together, and Taya is now able to show you where you require to be the leader of your world. What is it that you must be and do to be that? He may show you with words or with pictures. He may send images into your head. And now you respectfully and with great honoring say thank you, thank you, thank you, Taya. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Hegel and Freya. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time and for honoring us with your presence. We move back down through the pasture, down the jetty. We take one final look at the three gods, and whatever you feel is the most appropriate thing, whether it's a curtsy, a bow, a head nod, placing your hands up in the prayer position as a way to respectfully say thank you for your time and goodbye. You move down, up the gangplank, onto the boat, back to your spirit team, who now moves the boat away from the gangplank through the archway. And as you gaze at the gods, you see that they're just smiling gently at you, knowing that the information they passed to you was important and that you will make the best choice for you. And whatever choice that may be, it will be perfect. For the outcome is of your choosing. They have given you or supplied you with some information that may assist you on your journey, and at the same time, you and your choices are even bigger than the gods. They've lived a lot longer than you, but your choices are your own, and they are here to assist and contribute, and hopefully in a way that will assist you in making a balanced choice, informed choice. And the boat now returns back over the seas, back to the village. As you come down the gangplank, down to the jetty, the boat disappears. As if by magic. And your spirit team goes back into being invisible again, even though you can still feel them around you. and your heart feels lighter than it did before. You feel more confident than you did before. You feel worthy to be within your bones and your skin. And it feels good to be alive today. And now as you walk down back to that beach, and you bend down and you pick up the most perfect pebble. And on this pebble, you see a symbol. A symbol is the one picked for you by the gods and left on that beach just for you. You will remember what that symbol is. And now, as the Nordic beach floats away, you find yourself underneath a big, beautiful crystalline waterfall, and the water is flowing over and through your body, cleansing and clearing out any old energies that are ready to let go now, letting those energies go back to Mother Nature, back to Mother Earth, cleansing and clearing them out of your system. And now stepping out of that big, beautiful waterfall onto the warm river rock. And you can feel Mother Earth humming underneath your feet. Take a big, deep breath in. Bring Mother Earth all the way up. And breathing out and bringing Father Sky all the way down. Breathing in, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up. And the unconditional love all the way up. Breathing out, bringing Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Bringing Mother Earth and the unconditional love up once more. And breathing out, bringing Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And if you look down, you can still see the pebble in your hand with the special rune just for you. For self-care, please drink some water now. And you might like to have a little bit of salt in your water. I hope you enjoyed that meditation and that the Norse gods blessed you with some beautiful information to assist you in your journey. And until I see you next time, get out there, be Do something tasty for yourself. Be gentle and loving and kind and beautiful beings. And I'll see you until I see you next time. Be bold, be brave, and be you, my beautiful friends. See you soon.